Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Manny be investing in BI, and we are going to take a look at the Paribus blog post from March 3rd, the path to Mainnet. Let's take a look. Over the past few weeks, our development team has been working hard to bring the Paribus MVP to Mainnet. As many know, this has been somewhat delayed, and we wanted to update everyone with the reasons for the delay and what the future holds. Firstly, it's important to note that everyone involved with Paribus is eager to launch on Mainnet as soon as possible. The delays are equally frustrating to the team as they are to the community. But it's something we feel is important to get right. Secondly, the sticking points for the launch aren't related to critical issues. With the code base, there isn't anything fundamentally wrong with the MVP. Many of the areas we're working on are refinements to issues such as documentation and agreed on practices. So they've got some internal stuff going on, making decisions, final tweaks, things like that. Looks like it. Programming involves the use of computer languages, and just like any language, there's a different way to say the same thing. Naturally, there can be disagreements over the best ways to phrase something, and this applies to programming as much as it does to writing an article. For example, throughout this week, our devs have been working intensely with the team from Hacken to clarify, adjust, and resolve issues wherever necessary. We're making tremendous progress, and each step takes us closer to being able to launch the MVP in the way we want. It's critical for us that we don't rush this step. The launch will set the stage for all our subsequent iterations, and we're being especially cautious to make certain that we've crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. Another factor that's adding to the delay is the sheer volume of the work that Hacken has one of its leading auditors for Solidity. Solidity is the language for Ethereum or EVMs. It's a harsh reality of the blockchain space that the demand for auditors greatly exceeds their availability. These bottlenecks are normal, and again, reassure us that we chose the correct path to launch. Many times we've been asked why we're based on Ethereum when we're building for Cardano. The reasons we've explained on previous occasions is that there are more available resources for Solidity, the language of Ethereum, than Plutus, the language for Cardano. Plutus is very new. They would essentially be plowing a new path, which is, if you've been paying attention to Cardano, a lot of the projects that have plowed new paths for Cardano have failed. They've occurred costs that they never anticipated. They could have programmed themselves into holes or corners that they can't get out of or don't have the money to get out of. So EVM or Ethereum, Plutus, or not Plutus, but Solidity, I definitely believe is the way to go, especially if you're coming out of the gate talking about being multi-chain. Best way to go, best way to do it. While the delays we're encountering are frustrating at times, we know that it's just a matter of time. Soon, our devs and the team at Hacken will have everything ready for the mainnet launch. In all likelihood, had we been developing on Plutus from the start, the delays would be far worse. Absolutely. Delays are inevitable. If you want to do something the right way the first time, one aspect of the space that we don't like is to push for some projects to launch when they're not ready. This attitude is taken from Silicon Valley startups and is known as the move fast, break things approach. So that's Ethereum in a nutshell. It's a phrase most commonly attributed to Mark Zuckerberg and was intended to apply to internal designs, not live products. Unfortunately, many in the blockchain space have taken this motto to heart and run with it. The outcomes are sometimes disastrous and costly for the creator and investors, with many billions already lost to hacks and vulnerabilities. The silver lining of the audit process is that overall, it will make our MVP and future iterations much stronger. It should also make future audits faster, as everyone will be on the same page from day one. While extended reviews inevitably cause delays, we appreciate this is reaching the limit of our community's patience. We can only thank everyone for their support and reassure them that the MVP is steadily heading towards launch. The entire process has shown us how fortunate we are to have such an incredible community and team of talented developers. As Wilson, our COO, explains, our development team has done an excellent job in communicating with Hacken and rectifying aspects of the code that need further review. Certain comments were able to be resolved with explanation and documentation, while others required minor code adjustments. We are very fortunate to have such skilled and knowledgeable developers creating the code behind Paribus. And we've been talking about the team often. I know a lot of these guys don't want to be named and shown for obvious reasons. Being involved in crypto just is not very popular with a lot of mainstream people. Future jobs can become a problem for a lot of these guys, especially if they're from the finance sector and they've been creating applications for these big firms, and all of a sudden they're making applications for you and me. A lot of people, they might not like that, and they might treat these people poorly. So I get why they want to remain undoxed. But for those that do or don't care, it would be nice to see them, have them join the community as kind of special characters in like the Discords and the Telegrams, so we can say hi and really appreciate them. But I get that they don't want to do that. So this was a nice little blog post kind of giving us the latest and greatest on the MVP mainnet launch that is pending. It said early March. We are in early March. I would say early March probably ends in another week and a half, for me anyways. So here's to the mainnet launch of the MVP coming in a mere weeks, I believe. So we'll see you on the next one. Make sure you hit that like and hit that share and subscribe. Peace.